These two guys think they have something interesting to say. We'll find out right after this. You're live. Say something, for crying out
We're
loud.
live. Get Off My Lawn is the name of our podcast. What are you doing? Are you going to do this already? Okay.
I was sitting here.
Boy, this is going to be... Hey, this might be the first episode that you get to see the way that he treats me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be... What are you doing?
Looking at you.
Okay.
right.
Well, here we go.
Mark poop, Mark poop, Mark poop. Mark poop, Mark poop, Mark poop. Mark poop, Mark poop, Mark poop, Mark poop. Mark, 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 Mark poop. Mark poop.
What is wrong with you?
Lots. Lots and lots.
Is there a Brent poop song?
Yes.
I'm unaware of any such thing.
All right.
So
I was
according to
only sent the Mark Poop song for pre-production.
according to my son-in-law Keaton,
Yes.
this dude has made like thousands of these videos for every name you can think of,
Okay.
and like he's a millionaire because of it.
Just saying poop.
And it's each one of them is a different song. So like if he did Brent Poop, it wouldn't be the same. It would be a completely different arrangement. Which,
Wow.
you know,
Make it unique.
yeah,
Own it.
yeah.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Have you guys heard the Fernan guy? The Fernan. I don't know what he is, but he does a lot of songs covered as Cartman from South Park.
Nope,
Quite talented. So,
I've not.
okay.
No. Okay.
Check that out.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Kind of a foodie, as you can tell.
All right.
And I want to know what you guys think about interactions at restaurants with the wait staff. How important is it to you to have somebody that's interactive? Or do you just prefer to have somebody that's like, yep, here's your food, leave me alone, you know?
It depends on the situation. If
Yeah.
the wait staff can read the situation and say, hey, I'm not a part of this, or hey, you know, how can I make your stay here more fun? Yeah.
What do you think, Will?
Oh, well, that's a little tricky for me because here's the thing. I think there's a sweet spot for that. Mm-hmm. I think there's, you want the wait staff that's attentive, that knows when you need a refill, but will not just saunter up willy-nilly and interrupt your conversation and go, what do y'all need? You need anything? How can I help you?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Well, you could go away because we're trying to have a conversation
Right.
now, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of my feedback.
Yeah, well, and yes, I agree with what you're saying. I would prefer to just look over and go, oh, hey, they refilled my Coke. You know, not a, hey, could you want a refill on that? Just it magically happens.
I feel sad. We've had so many interactions with different waitresses at breakfast that was so much fun.
Yeah, well, okay, but that's what I was going to get to.
Oh,
As you know,
yes.
I'm a talker. Okay, I like to talk to, well, just about anybody.
Yeah.
And it has always just embarrassed my daughters to death, which I take joy in.
Yes.
But I like to talk to, and especially like for breakfast, you know, I've had my coffee already, so my brain's functioning.
Yep.
And yeah, I like to interact with the wait staff. And it irritates me in that case to have somebody that's, unresponsive,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I actually will base my tip on how they interacted with me.
Okay, can I tell you about the very worst? I feel bad about this, but it's been like 30 years ago, so maybe it's okay. So this was in Jefferson City, and we were, I think, eating at like the Hojo next to the hotel where we were taking the bar exam. And there was some gal, and she was waiting at our table, and she was like 12 months pregnant, and she was working it. I mean, every time she came to your table, she was like, "Oh, here's your stuff," like making a big deal about how hard it's going to. I was like, "You got to be freaking kidding me!"
So she was fishing for a big tip.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, she didn't get it, so I don't know. Because we were poor law students, so we didn't have any money anyway.
Yeah, all your money was tied up in student loans to pay for law school.
You're not kidding. Yep.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. So,
Well, shifting from that, I wrote down some ground rules for tonight.
wait a minute. I want to ask one more thing, though.
Whatever.
So I brought up tipping at restaurants. I get irritated with, I'm in a drive-through, and I fill out, I get the little thing to sign, like I'm getting carry out for wherever,
A tip?
and I get, and there's the space for the tip.
Yeah.
It's a drive-through.
Yeah.
You handed my food to me through a window.
Yep.
Does that, tip used to be the gratuity, for you did a good job. Hey,
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, that kind of thing. Am I an awful person for not tipping?
Well, in that scenario, I don't think so. But here's
Okay.
the trick: is at some point our wonderful government decided that if you were a tip-worthy employee, your employer could pay you less than minimum wage. Now, I don't believe in minimum wage anyway.
Right.
So, put that to the side. But therefore, there are people that get paid a lower wage because it is expected they will be tipped by their patrons. And that's
I
generally...
think that's in the drive-thrus, though, right?
I don't think it is in the drive-thru.
Yeah.
I don't think it is. But here's the problem.
Sonic.
How are we supposed to know?
Yeah.
How are we supposed to know that we're not, robbing that person? I don't
Okay.
know.
And so
but
I
here's the
mentioned
thing.
Sonic.
If you have an employee, you should pay them a wage that is commensurate with the
Yes.
service they are providing,
I
and they
agree
should not
completely.
be dependent
on
on
tips.
a tip to make
Yep.
up part of their salary.
Yep.
That's actually a transference of the owner's responsibility onto the customer, and it's unfair and it's wrong.
I agree.
and we should end that.
I agree.
But if the easiest way to do that is to end the minimum wage outright, and then we don't have this problem at all, which would mean we all make more money.
Yep.
But that's probably a conversation for a different time.
That's
probably a political rally that I may host someday. You never know.
Indeed. So I mentioned Sonic.
Yeah.
In the app, so you can do an order ahead, you can pull into a special
way.
spot and say, "Hey, I'm here, I'm in stall number 3," and you've already made your order, and they just bring it out to you. When you're paying for that app or that order, it's how much do you want to tip?
Well, here's the trick.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. They know how much you decided to tip before they decide to make your food.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
not okay.
yeah, I hadn't thought
Yeah.
about that.
Well, I've had some children that have driven for DoorDash, and they were very insightful. And I thought, DoorDash, you get to place your order, you buy your food, and you put in how much you're going to tip your delivery driver. He told us, if they're looking at the orders, that they pick the orders they want to deliver, and if there's no tip, low tip, screw it. I'm not delivering that order. So if you don't tip on your DoorDash order, you may not get a driver that made it. You may not get your order delivered. They may decide they don't want it to take it.
Okay. That's interesting.
Here's the
Bad.
thing. That is okay, as long as we know up front that these drivers are dependent on tips only,
Right.
and they're not getting paid by DoorDash at all.
So is that how that works for DoorDash?
It's not how that
Okay.
works for DoorDash. But the thing is, it's inscrutable. It's not a transparent system. If it's a transparent system, I don't care what you come up with, as long as we all know what the rules
Right,
are.
yeah.
But that's the problem we have now with tipping on these apps and at the restaurants and everywhere else. We don't know what the system is. It's not transparent.
Yeah. And I want to be fair.
For sure.
I really do. But it just irritates me. Okay, here's another one. I've just paid for whatever it is at the coffee shop.
Get off my lawn!
And
Should have a little button I can push that says "Get off my lawn."
That's a good idea.
Get off my lawn!
they hand me the tablet so I can,
flip
it's
it
going to
around.
ask you a quick question there. Okay, I know what the question is.
Yeah.
I know what it is. You're going to ask me how much I want to tip.
Yeah.
Why don't you just say that?
Yeah.
You're dancing around it, you know? It's going to ask you a quick question. Oh, okay, what's the weather like today?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So here's the thing I just saw coming out. New article. You've all seen on your social media. We've been talking about it this whole show about the tipping culture. You need to tip 20%. If you can't tip 30% on your dinner ticket, you shouldn't bother going out to eat. You seen that?
I saw somebody, actually, their quote was higher than 30.
Well, guess what everybody's decided to do? Not
No
go out
tip?
to eat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fine. If that's
Yep.
so, these things backfire. That's what I think a lot of people don't think about. It's like, okay, if you're going to demand a 30% surcharge on my meal,
Wow.
that's already probably
Super expensive.
40% more than it was
Yep.
4 years ago
Yep.
because of the Biden
Yep.
economy.
Yep.
You know what? I can buy macaroni at the grocery store and I can make my own food. I got a grill.
Yep.
I can cook. I can do probably just as good. And frankly, I'm not kidding. I can cook just as good as any restaurant can.
You can. I've had your food.
And I don't need to go out.
Yeah.
And if you guys are going to get all your panties in a wad
So
about the tip, fine. You're not
What
going to get
is
one. We just
the
don't go out.
accepted percentage for a tip now?
You know what it
Because
should
it used
be?
to be 15%.
I
That
think
was
it used to be 10%.
well, it did, but then
It was
for a long
10.
time it was
if
15.
it was a great service, you might go above and beyond. And
Mm-hmm.
I see people all the time asking for 25, 30%, maybe more.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I don't know.
I mean, that gets pricey. Okay, I'm going to throw no, I'm not going to name the restaurant, but there's a very good steak restaurant on the south side of town that I've been to a few times.
Char.
And bless you. And I mean, okay, let's just face it.
Yeah.
If you, holy moly, if I'm paying you a 30% tip,
Yeah.
zoinks.
Yeah, that's a $60 tip.
Yeah.
Easy.
Damn.
Just for
Don't get started because I took you
Well,
there once and it
and-
was embarrassing.
No, here's the thing. The three of us, when we go places like that,
I
we
don't go to
drink
places like
water, Diet Coke, or ginger ale or whatever, right?
Right.
Mhm.
You start ordering whiskey and
Oh.
wine, and your ticket's not $200; it's $300.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're wanting 30% on that.
Yep.
And I don't, good for
Yep.
us because we don't have to pay that, but
Yeah.
Yep.
but still.
Ouch.
But here's the thing: they think we should pay a higher percentage because we're not ordering liquor.
Yeah, we're not making anything on the liquor,
That's
so
right. Yeah. Have you've seen that, right?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
You sit down at one of those nice restaurants and you order like, what can we bring you to drink? Diet Coke, and they're like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jeez. One of them people.
Yeah.
We're not going to make any money on this table.
Yeah. They really like it when you just order water.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which I do more than often now because that's that's a profit margin. A lot of places.
Well, part of the problem with ordering water, I'm not going to name the place,
Yeah.
but there's a place where Becky always orders water.
Yeah.
And she knows when she goes to this place, she's like, it's nasty. It tastes like bleach.
Yeah.
And so she always orders a Sprite there. She just knows. But yeah, some places you're kind of rolling the dice with the water.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't roll the dice with water.
No.
Nope. Because my 90% of the time it tastes bad. So bleach or whatever. So nope.
Yep.
Well, that's because you're
Anyway.
a hillbilly. You're used to your well water, and you get into that city water, and
I don't know.
it doesn't taste right.
I don't know. I'm pretty persnickety about a lot of stuff. So
Well, I don't blame you.
So you had something you wanted
yes.
to say.
All right. First off,
Oh, hey, did I tell you about
no, stop. Stop. That's ground rules. No interruptions or limited.
I promise
Because
I
I
won't.
can't. Whatever. You ruined my joke last week. You retold. Just listen. Okay. Just sit there. I want
Next, you're going to
finish-
tell me I
stop.
can't make faces.
Nope. Finish. I get to finish my thoughts.
We're going to be here a while.
Get on with it.
And my jokes. All right, so here's my joke. Mike Scott called to give me this one. He says, "What do you call a redneck in a suit?" The defendant. That is so good.
Yeah.
That is so good. All right, I want to do
Mike-
some shout outs right
Mike,
now.
if you're listening, do not send him more jokes.
You're
Really
the
hard to
man.
make lawyer jokes on this show. I'm just saying.
What? Okay.
I said what I said.
Shout outs. LR grads this week are doing baccalaureate, and so they're graduating soon. And we've got some retirees, teachers who are retiring.
You going to name them?
I can think of Kathy, Edie, and Jana Jennings, and I don't know who else. So if somebody knows who they are, I'd be more than happy to say their name. But thanks to all
Put it in the
teachers.
comments.
If you comment, I'll put it
Yep.
on the screen.
Yep.
I'm watching right
All right. Yeah, I saw some kids the other night that graduated 10 years ago. They were having their 10-year reunion, which, by the way, 10-year reunions are always peopled by like 10,
Well, they're
10
stupid.
people, right?
No, here's the thing. What are you looking at, Mark?
What?
Your next reunion is what? Your what? 40th.
Okay.
Yeah. If we don't count, if we go 5 10s, your next reunion is your 40th reunion in
Right.
2028.
Right. But
Nobody writes TV shows and movies about somebody's 40th reunion. That's what I'm saying. I was thinking about that the other night. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
You're 10, you're 15, maybe you're 20 is interesting. After that, it's all just comparing.
I think it's
surgery.
the opposite. I think it's the opposite because
Who's
you're 10 and
you get-
15 and 20.
You get to play bingo.
You're-
Who's still alive?
That's right. That's right. He interrupted me, and I didn't.
He didn't
All right,
interrupt you.
Continue.
I don't.
Sorry.
I don't remember what I was saying.
I think
Something
that
about
sounds
10
like-
years.
I think that sounds like a
these
you problem.
kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
10 years, these kids. Go ahead. It's all you.
How do you? How do you remember their names? I think one of them was Bach and the other was Tamayo, but I had them in 6th grade, so that's 16 years ago. And
You don't remember
Well,
that.
here's the thing. I don't have to because I wasn't their teacher. That's a you problem.
So I was thinking about that. I was thinking about people like Garrigan and
Get a
others.
yearbook.
I think that's exactly it. I think he studied yearbooks.
Do you think so?
There's no way you can remember all these kids.
Steve Garrigan, rest in peace.
Yes, may he rest in peace.
Yeah. But he
So-
did. I mean, I don't know if he studied the yearbooks or what, but if he did it at random.
Well, okay.
Because you could show up, there was no way he would know.
It wasn't
that
just
he was
names.
Because
He would do this. Yeah, he'd say, okay, that was so-and-so, and they graduated this year, and they sat right there.
Yep, and he did that to me too. When I was in his junior year world history class, and I
Yeah.
sat in that row in that seat, and
Yep.
he remembered it.
Yep.
And you don't get that out of the yearbook. So
Yep.
he had a talent, and those things happen. I'll grant that because I have a talent that I am not proud of at all.
And what's that?
I can almost, if I'm watching a TV show and I see a semi-famous or famous actor, actress, I can look at them, I can tell you their name and what they've been in, even if it's a minor role, and I can tell you the actor or actress's name, and I'm greatly ashamed of it because if you are my client and you have met with me the day before,
You
and
can't
I meet
remember
you in my office the next day, I will not know who
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
And to my great
Shame.
shame. Yeah, I hate that's
Yeah.
that's me. But
I wish I could purge some science fiction information for actually valuable.
yeah, there's a ton of
Knowledge.
crap in my head that I don't need there.
I'm really good at Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, Bib Fortuna.
Come on.
I won a Trivial Pursuit game one time by knowing who Bib Fortuna was. Do you know who Bib Fortuna is?
I know.
I'm going to say
I'm betting Brent.
Star
maybe knows.
Wars.
Yep.
Okay, does that help?
Yep.
Ben Fortuna?
No,
Bib.
Bib.
Fortuna.
Fortuna.
I don't-
No.
No.
He was Jabba the Hutt's major domo.
Yep.
He answered the door.
Yep. I was so.
There is no reason any rational person should
Should know that. No.
Yeah, but I do.
Yeah.
And
You know who else knows it?
you.
Well, me, Keaton Garrett.
Yeah. bet
He is
does.
as big a Star Wars nerd as anybody.
Yeah.
That was Star Trek.
No, that was Star Wars.
You said Star Trek.
Yeah.
You
I
did.
did?
No,
Oh, man.
you didn't.
He did.
No, he didn't. You did.
Okay. Okay.
Your Swiss cheese brain
All right.
kicked in again. Take a big good. I'll tell you.
Continue.
We got on to something else, but we could talk about our Appleseed spot.
Yeah, we sure could. We've got a little promo here. We'd love to tell people about that. And let's see, here it is.
Good morning. I'm Pete Fritsch, and my wife and I, Janet, have been part of Fellowship for over 20 years. For the last 30 years, I've worked with Young Life. This summer, I retired from Young Life to start something brand new, and that brand new thing is called Appleseed. Appleseed is a ministry for Jesus-loving educators. In Young Life, I developed a conviction that every kid deserves to hear the truth about Jesus. What I learned was that what kids need is to hear about Jesus from someone who knows them and loves them. Nobody knows kids better, nobody loves kids more than the educators who spend all day, every day in schools with them. Appleseed connects these world-changing educators and helps them fulfill their calling. Appleseed is an opportunity for the body of Christ to build those relationships with teachers and support the ones that are really making a difference in kids. And for those kids who might not ever darken the door of the church, those educators are the men and women who know them, who care about them, and who can pray for them and look for opportunities to share Christ with kids in appropriate, professionally safe ways. If you'd like to hear more about Appleseed, please track me down and let's talk about Appleseed and how it might serve you if you're an educator or educators that you know in the schools that you care about. Thank you, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
See, they're still there.
So that's an old video right
Yeah,
there.
he had
but
color in his hair.
We
Like the rest of us.
Hey, Pete, we're working with some of that, and we're getting some videos done professionally to update that. And, that
Are you going to be in them?
I don't
Oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted. Continue.
No, you can interrupt me as long
You
as...
said I couldn't.
I said limited.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we have... You threw me. What was I saying?
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Stop. You're so bad. Apple.
You're doing videos.
Pete's
Yes,
doing a great job.
videos.
He's making some new videos. We're going to update everything we got coming on. Look for those in the future because we're excited to show you what Appleseed is doing.
That is good. That is good. Oh, I wrote that. Here's what I did.
That's
that
a
way
cute
I can
little
do this.
book.
Thank you. It's my prayer book.
Everybody should have a book.
It's my prayer book.
Do you have
You're
a
in
book?
it.
I have a phone.
You don't have a book?
No,
All right.
I have a book.
I
Tonight.
can't read my own writing.
Everybody should.
You
You
ready?
need a book.
Well,
Brent?
Jack, go
Okay.
ahead.
Mark, show them your book.
Tonight's.
Just show them your book. See the book.
See?
I got a book.
That's
You
my
got it?
prayer book.
Okay.
Here's my book.
You gotta
It's a
have
phone.
Yeah.
Nana got me
I have
that.
a phone too, but you need a book.
All right. Tonight's podcast brought to you by Appleseed, the #1 organization for educators to help educators fulfill their calling. Go to myappleseed.org or com or try them both. I don't know. For info and find out how you can get involved. How about that?
You spent like 2 hours writing that
I
down.
did not. I just.
That was a good job.
I threw that down. That was good.
Great job.
But also, there's other ways to help with this podcast and Appleseed. You can, if you look down on the bottom, there are people who sponsor this.
In the upper left-hand corner. Don't
And
forget that one.
so you can do that too. You can be a sponsor of this show.
That's right.
Right now, we're adding Appleseed as one of the sponsors for the show.
So our sponsors for this show, and a lot of the shows on Plant 47, first my law firm, Worsham Law Firm, we do asset protection, which is our new kind of a niche. We've done estate planning for a while, but we've really kind of doubled down on making sure people don't lose what they've already got. Asset protection, big deal. New stuff we're rolling out. J.R. Hutchison team, great local realtors here in Rogersville. And I love them because they don't just sell Rogersville, they give back to Rogersville. They reinvest in our community. Our unique flower farmer, Emma, who has the outpost over in the Apple Market parking lot. You can get your Mother's Day flowers there, guys, because I know you have not figured out what to do for Mother's Day yet. If you have that on your agenda, and so
Covered.
Yeah, I know. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, I texted my sons. I'm like, "You're all big boys now. This is no longer my problem. This is your problem. You take care of your mama, not me."
Okay.
So. Yeah.
Oh, so when I said covered, I didn't mean my mom. I meant
yeah,
my wife,
no,
who is the mom of my killed children.
Well, and I knew your mom was taken care of.
Yes,
That's all
she
I can
is.
say
Yes.
about that. And then Nourish Wellness, I visit her. I should once a week. I don't go as much as I should, but good shots and IVs, vitamins. They keep you young and all that skinny and all that. good
Shots?
stuff. So, sure, yeah.
Oh, you're afraid of needles, aren't you?
I don't care for them.
Get over it, man.
How many people go, yay?
Well, I don't go yay, but I'm yay after I get the shot, and I'm like, that was good vitamin C, vitamin D, all that good stuff, and
I'm sure nourished that's a great thing.
It is.
I'm saying in general, getting a shot
Yeah.
is not a pleasant
yeah.
experience.
Well, I'm telling you, this is worth it.
okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Continue about your show. We got about I don't know. You guys got about 15 minutes or so left if you want.
So you're talking about needles?
Yeah.
I have had some, as I get older, I go to the doctor more, unfortunately. It's the way things are. And now every time I go, it's the vampire comes in and she wants to take blood.
Really?
Now I got to tell you, there are some really good ones out there.
Yeah.
I never
You don't
watch.
even
I don't
feel it.
Yeah.
If they're doing it right.
And so I'm like looking at the wall or whatever, and she'll be like, okay, there we go. And I'm like, you did it already?
Yeah.
I didn't even feel it.
You know what those folks are called, right?
Phlebotomist.
There you go. Phlebotomist. Yeah.
Did
I
you
knew
know that?
I knew that.
Uh-huh. Then
I
you got the
did.
ones, and they've got thick glasses like this when they come in, and they've had too much
Yeah.
caffeine,
Oh,
and they
stop.
shake.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Hey, 1 year at the school, I think they were trying out some interns and stuff, but they tried 3 times on this arm and 4 times on
Oh,
this.
brother.
I just finally said,
All right.
I'm going to have to wait, and then we went and got it a couple days later. at
My
the
confession will be
hospital.
my doctor, every time I go in December for my checkup, he's like, did you fast today? I'm like, no, I didn't fast today. He's like, well, we need to take some labs. You need to come back in sometime, fast in the morning. You can come in as early as 7. Like, I'll do that, doc.
How many times have you done that?
0.
Yep.
Yeah.
My doctor doesn't make me fast for whatever reason.
Well, to do for the checkup, no, but for the bloods and the labs and all that, they want you to fast. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, I mean, no, I always ask, I'm like, you guys are doing labs today, right? And they're like, yeah. I didn't fast. I'm like, it's okay.
well, maybe there's a reason for that.
Yeah, they look at me and they go, oh, yeah, there's no point.
What's the point? Anyway, yeah, I should probably do that one of these. And the thing is, I goes, yeah, I'll do that. And I'm thinking I could come in Thursday. I could do that. And Thursday rolls around. I'm like, I'd rather not. And I just don't. And time goes by and I don't get it done. And then it's the next year and they don't seem to care. So there it is.
I still
the
don't want to get a shot.
Got to watch out for it.
Is it time for your colonoscopy yet?
No.
Oh, you've already had at least
had-
one.
Did you have one?
Yeah.
Do you remember anything about it?
They roll you in and then you wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the lead up to it.
And there's some Indian guy standing next to you with a smile on your face saying, we had a good time, no problem. We found no problem.
Some
It's
of
the
this
lead up
stuff
that's a
is-
problem.
Is
Yeah,
HIPAA protected. I don't know what you guys.
Oh,
are
you
doing.
don't remember signing your HIPAA waiver when you started
Yeah.
the show?
That was part of the paperwork.
Was that part of the
Yeah, it was part of the paperwork.
We
when you
can talk
started the
about
show
any
with
of your medical
with your
issues.
HIPAA waiver.
Yours. I didn't sign it.
No, I didn't
Okay.
sign one either. It's just you.
It's just me.
I'll just make this comment about the lead up to my colonoscopy.
Okay.
I didn't realize there was ever a point in my life I would need a seatbelt on the toilet.
Gosh,
Yeah, that's the prep.
that's a wrong vision.
Yes.
That's the prep.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I encourage you to go read Dave Barry's
colon-
article about his colonoscopy.
Very well written.
Yes.
And then who's the guy? He wrote the song.
I I didn't know there was a song.
Yeah, there's a song. You guys talk.
There's a song for everything.
You guys talk amongst yourself. I'll find the song.
Okay.
All right. So what do you want to talk about? We talked about colonoscopies.
So Brent Poop would
Yeah.
be a good song right about now, talking about your colonoscopy.
Well, we could look it up, but it'll take a while.
Okay.
We'll have it for next time.
Okay.
So just so you know,
Yeah.
the guy literally did do like every name out there. We even looked up Paisley, my granddaughter.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a Paisley Poop song.
That's a lot of time. Does he make money, you said earlier?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Like through advertising, I guess, on YouTube.
An apple cider vinegar in your kitchen, and you're not using this recipe. You're throwing away your chance.
Never mind.
What were we doing there?
yeah.
Ignore that.
Okay.
Do you think I should put some of my songs out there? And
Didn't you
make-
write a fart song?
It's called Poofer. You don't say 4-letter words. So says Nana. That's right. You can't say fart. You can't say poop. You have to say, when you're passing gas, it was poofer. That's the
It can't just be poof because that would also be a 4-letter.
4-letter word. Yeah. So a poofer.
So I have to do math when I talk?
That's right.
That's going to slow things down.
Yeah.
So anyway, you wrote a song. Is it posted online?
Oh, no. I was suggesting finding somebody who would do that so that
Well, you even
they're-
recorded it, like with your guitar and
for the kids.
you did,
For the kids.
but it could go online.
I don't want it to go online. I do
It could
not
go
want to
viral.
be known.
You could be a millionaire.
I do not want to be known for that. I will find.
You already are because we just talked about it on the podcast.
Well, somebody before you hear it, it'll be done by one of those goofy guys that have no problem being known as. Oh, that's the guy that sang the Poof song.
You and Weird Al Yankovic.
There it is. Yep. So I don't know
One
what
must
he's
have found
doing.
it.
It's all right. So
Are they hearing this, or
Are
are we
they
the only
hearing
ones hearing it?
I don't know. You guys are probably the only ones hearing it.
okay.
It's difficult. There's a lot of places that purport to let you download YouTube videos, and some of them work, but you've got to kind of fight your way through them.
Yes.
So I'm fighting my way through.
I guarantee you've got all kinds of spyware now.
Well, yeah, but it's a Mac, so I don't care.
Well, it can still happen.
All right.
Keep talking.
Well, you got anything else on your brain to talk about? You're talking about getting a new studio. You were
It's not common knowledge yet.
Yeah. It's
Thanks
not
for bringing
common
that
knowledge.
up.
Yeah, thanks for getting that out there. Now you probably cost me thousands of dollars.
well. You can kill it right here.
I could.
You can just say,
No,
"Yeah,
we're not
moving
moving.
it.
We're staying right here.
We're
We
moving
don't
it
wanna-
to the other corner of the room."
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep, that's what we're doing.
okay. See, that
Nice
one's
save.
nice save. Thanks.
No, you didn't save it.
Oh, so let's talk about Star Wars.
I think we've been there already.
Yeah. Oh, the May the 4th be with you.
That was yesterday.
That was
Revenge
yesterday.
of the Fifth.
Today is
Revenge of the Fifth.
Revenge of the 5th.
Yep.
Not Cinco de
or
Mayo.
El Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah. But
It's too bad that it's not also Tuesday, because then we could have Taco Tuesday along with our El Cinco de Mayo.
That happens once in a blue moon.
man, I saw a cultural anomaly today that was
Was it a phenomenal anomaly?
it was something. It was
Was it an abdominal
it
phenomenal
looked like
anomaly?
a Rastafarian farmer. I mean, it was like Bob
what?
Marley in overalls. It was just different look.
Do you know what Rastafarian means?
Isn't that one of the Jamaican things?
I don't know. I'm asking which.
Yeah, it's like he had dreadlocks and everything. He looked like Bob Marley,
Mm-hmm.
but he had on overalls.
Okay, here you go. Watch this.
Thank you.
All right, let's get serious for a second here. Yeah, it's not all fun and games. Let's just tone it down. God has given me a voice and a song to sing and a stage to speak, and I don't want to take that for granted. That's why this next song is more of a public service announcement than anything else. It's a song about prevention, and guys, you get into your 40s like me, you got to take care of yourself. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. And if this song right now helps one person here tonight, then it's all worth it. Amen. You have some lovely children and a lovely wife. You have a healthy bank account and had a healthy life. But you knew the day was coming, it was always meant to be. The doctor says it's time to have a colonoscopy. Oh, colonoscopy. A wonderful procedure, as everyone can see. Your number's up, it's time to take one for the team. It's right there on the schedule, a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
There is some preparation that you should know about. You have to drink this fluid that will surely clean you out. They take a certain instrument to look around inside, and honestly, I'll tell you, it can be a bumpy ride. Oh, colonoscopies, a wonderful procedure to help prevent disease. Stay close to a bathroom and careful when you sneeze, or you can get away from colonoscopy.
Yep.
It's not a lot of pleasure, it's not a lot of fun, but now you're turning 40, so you know it must be done. It's not an ordinary, typical exam. You lay down on the table and then, thank you, ma'am. Oh, colonoscopy, a wonderful procedure, I'm sure you will agree. And never underestimate how thorough they will be. It's time to take your medicine, colonoscopy.
That is the guy that I want to do.
And
that
we have a
song.
request from Diana Queen. We can hear it.
Oh.
Marky, sing your song.
No, mother, no. No.
We finally
Not even
got a
for your
comment.
mom.
You're
No.
not going to comply?
No.
Are you saying you don't
I
love
will-
your mother enough
I
to do that?
love my mother. I will play it for her at whatever next family get
Picking on the porch. Fridays
Picking on the
at the
porch.
Worsham Law Firm at
Yep.
the new location north of the railroad that we're not ever moving into because
Right.
we have no
'Cause that doesn't
current plans
exist.
to do so whatsoever.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay. You guys done?
I think that can
I
kind of
think
wrap
you
it
guys
up.
are done.
Wow.
Ended on a low note.
Yeah.
End on a low note. Keep them wanting for more. That's what you always want. We'll see you guys whenever we come back.
Get
next
off my
time.
lawn.
Get off my
Get
lawn.
off my lawn, too.
And it's all over. Thanks.